Welcome to Star Wars Uplink, a podcast feed surrounding and celebrating Star Wars. Join Rex Overdrive and Adam Cook in discussing what's going on in a galaxy far, far away. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Star Wars Uplink podcast. I'm Rex Overdrive, and with me always and as excited to talk about Star Wars is Adam Cook. How you doing?
Yes. Good morning. I'm doing well. Yourself?
Doing great, doing great. A lot of good things to talk about. A lot of things I'm excited to dig into that have come about in the last week or two. Let's jump right into it. Okay, so Daisy Ridley I don't remember who she was talking to. I think she was going around promoting one of the upcoming projects she's working on. I think she just might be producing it, but she shed some light on Rey's parentage and when we'll possibly find all that information out.
Okay, prior to the film?
No.
Okay.
Some people speculated.
We still have some time here. I mean, she's saying in episode 8 we'll have.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. And I mean, I thought they would kind of try and milk that for quite a while, at least until like episode 9.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'm just so sick of the fan theories, whether she's
Luke's daughter.
Well, I mean that
Kylo Ren's sister.
Yeah, or Obi-Wan's granddaughter.
Obi-Wan's illegitimate stepdaughter.
Or Palpatine's granddaughter.
Ooh,
it's
that
endless.
Would be a good one.
It's endless.
Yes.
And at this point, I just want her to be someone completely new.
Me too.
Because, I mean, you can't carry this franchise on forever with the Skywalkers. I mean, once you just keep trying to do it, it just gets a little... I mean, if they're trying to go... They're doing the long run here with Star Wars, with Disney now owning it. So we're going to be getting Star Wars movies for the indefinite future until they decide to stop making them, which they're not because they make a crap ton of money. But I just like the idea of someone new, and it's gonna be her saga.
Yeah, I even heard saw a speculative fan theory type of video that she was Anakin Skywalker reincarnated through the Force.
Oh, yeah, I heard that one too.
Immaculately conceived through the Force after he, after his demise in Return of the Jedi. So, some of these are going way out in left field. They're big stretches. But I'm with you all the way. I want new territory here. I think that's the way you move forward and pass the torch.
Yeah. Well, and you don't always have to make someone related to somebody that we already know. When you do that, you're making the galaxy smaller.
Yeah. I am your father.
Yeah, you got to expand.
We already had that.
Right. Yeah, no way in hell are they going to make her just reincarnation. That you might as well just bring back midichlorians if you're going to say she's a Force baby.
What if on that island, Luke turns around and says, Rey, I am your father.
Oh my God. Like those are his first
get up and
words.
Walk out of the theater? Like, do you think everyone would throw popcorn at the screen? No! They would do a Darth Vader no. They'd go, no!
Oh man, that would be bad. If that's the first words coming out of Luke Skywalker's mouth after we waited 2 hours and 15 minutes to just see the guy turn around and pull a hood off his head.
Yeah, damn you, J.J. Abrams.
God. That would be bad, man.
Yeah, let's not. We'll keep our hopes up. You know, I mean, I think that's the horror story. That's the worst that could happen.
Right.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with her confirming that we're gonna find out in episode 8, it kind of lets us know that they're not beating around the bush, and I think this movie's just gonna pick right up at that Jedi Temple with Luke and Rey. It's not gonna be, most Star Wars movies, there was a considerable amount of time between each movie, like a few years at least. So
right.
This will be the first one, I think, that just picks up right where the last movie left off. So
I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Because there's a lot of downtime in the previous Star Wars movies that you just don't get a lot of information or just that type of filler stuff. You never see someone going to the bathroom in Star Wars, or
right, or like sleeping in a cryo chamber, or Luke healing up after he was, after his encounter on Bespin, Cloud City. They didn't just show him sleeping in that tank. They just fast forward.
Mm-hmm. Or I mean, you have it in the first, you have it in A New Hope, but nonetheless, eating food. They rarely eat food in Star Wars.
Yeah,
I think it must be that they don't want to keep, the stories so much relatable to real life.
Right.
So they don't want to show just typical things that people do every day in Star Wars.
Right. Yoda made food on.
He made like a soup or like something like that, right?
Yeah, Dagobah had the best soup or whatever, swamp soup.
Or what was it like? Was it like a chowder, you think, or was it more like?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it depends on the consistency, the thickness, if you will. But
yeah. Well, one of my favorite parts in all of Star Wars is when Yoda's rating Luke's goods
when he finds a flashlight. Yeah. Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah, that's so good. But let's move on before we get a little too sidetracked here. J.J. Abrams discussed the final fight scene between Rey and Kylo Ren on the upcoming Force Awakens Blu-ray. Apparently, in the commentary that they decided not to put on the first Blu-ray release, shame on them.
Shame on you.
They waited to put it on the 3D Blu-ray that releases 8 months after the original Blu-ray, bastards.
That's just after we've already bought the previous one.
Right. But he discussed that fight scene and how he reached out to Ava DuVernay and just wanted a little bit more. He just wanted some suggestions on how he could improve the scene, and she suggested the moment in the fight scene where Kylo Ren and Rey are kind of they have their lightsabers locked, and they're at the edge of the crater on Starkiller Base, and Rey just takes that 15 seconds of inner reflection and channels the Force, and that's to me one of the best moments in The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I like comparing that to Vader and Obi-Wan in Episode 4. When they're first encounter together, that first lightsaber fight, there's a lot of conversation while they're fighting. They get locked up and they're talking, and that's something you didn't see a lot in the prequels. Like, it was all just over the top, really technically choreographed fighting it looked very impressive, but you didn't get a lot of that. It didn't really carry the story on at all, and have any depth to it. So this takes it in a direction and kind of explains, for me at least, why she is able to do what she can do. She's channeling the Force. She's accepting the feelings that she's had previously through the movie. One thing that stuck out, or one thing that this is an important moment for me at least, was how she was scared of the feelings she had, or the vision she had in Maz Kanata's basement when she discovered the lightsaber. So I feel this is connected, because when she hears, I think she's hearing Obi-Wan in her head, saying use the Force and all that.
Yeah.
Then she's channeling it and she's accepting it, and I think she's getting in tune with that Force sensitivity.
Right.
And that to me explains and addresses some of the critiques that people have had about how can she fly a ship? How can she just, contend with Kylo Ren right off the bat, without having any previous training? And he's clearly had training, and she is able to defeat him.
A lot of people forget that Kylo Ren was also struck by Chewie's crossbow blaster.
True.
Which
That's
in the
very true.
entire...
He was one-handed, right?
Yeah, and in the entire Force Awakens, they showcased the power of that thing, man.
They did, true. Yeah, Han was like, I gotta get one of those.
Yeah, and the guy was shot in his hip and bleeding out.
Yeah, and he was punching himself for some reason, like that was gonna stop the bleeding.
Well, maybe he was trying to increase the pain to channel the dark side. That's how I kind of take that.
It was very disturbing. Adam Driver's disturbing all on his own. So when he did that, I was like, oh man, this guy is crazy. But that's good.
Yeah.
So anyways, that was my thing. That I really liked that. I think even it just took a couple seconds, but it added a lot of depth to her character and to the plot development. And so that was one of the best parts about that scene for me.
Right. And I mean, for me, I just like that they're allowing their directors to reach out to other people to kind of collaborate. I think that's really cool. Because with the prequels, it was just George, and he had his producers and visual effects team and all of them,
ILM and all that. Yeah.
But I mean, he was the head honcho. He owned the company, and he was directing the movie, and he had final say over everything. So, I mean, he didn't have anyone to kind of report to. So that's what I like about how things are structured now, is that J.J. Abrams or Rian Johnson or Colin Trevorrow, they all have to reach out to Kathleen Kennedy, and then all that has to get approved by, the Disney execs. You have Bob Iger and I forget the other guy's name, but I just like how they're allowing them to collaborate, and that's collaboration is always cool, especially when you're going with top tier talent. So yeah, that's pretty badass.
Got to get Lawrence Kasdan in there too.
Yeah, well, him and his son they're writing the Han Solo standalone.
Oh yeah.
Yep. But other than that, I don't think they're really attached to anything else so far. I know Rian Johnson, I think, is doing the script for episode 9.
Nice.
And that one, episode 9, I'm not really too pumped for yet. I need to see kind of what's happening in episode 8 before I get really too excited, because I can't even fathom where this story's going. Right. But yeah, cool stuff. Let's move on to a little bit of Rogue One news. So far, things have started to calm down a bit since the big trailer dropped last week. But Adam, I told you to check out a photo.
Yes.
Let us know what we're seeing in this photo, or possibly seeing in this photo.
So there's what, 8 of them?
No, the other photo on Jeddah. With our Cantina boys returning, possibly.
So let's see. We are talking about Dr. Evazan.
Yeah, Cornelius Evazan. I don't know how to say the last name properly, but that's in the ballpark.
And then let's see, what's the other guy's name? Panda Baba, who has basically a baboon face, an extremely large head with a baboon butt on his mouth.
Yep.
So, you hear about the cast saying like this, what is this movie? Like this is going to be this is possibly going to be a terrible movie. And this is one of those things I think that you could look back and imagine probably what they were thinking walking into the set on this, with these characters. But these are the two, and we all remember their interaction of, Luke and Obi-Wan getting tapped on the shoulder. He doesn't like you. I don't like you.
Right.
So,
well, and he also says something. We have the death sentence on over 12 systems. Something like that.
Right.
But I mean, this photo was taken as a screenshot from, I think it was the sizzle reel trailer of kind of like from Star Wars Celebration in London this past July. And it's kind of just a foreground shot, or it's just a shot of Felicity Jones on the set, kind of in the marketplace where we've seen kind of the tank, the Imperial tank driver going through the marketplace on Jeddah, kind of that scene. And Felicity Jones is up front, and in the background, in the foreshadow, you can see to what looks like Panda Baba and Dr. Cornelius Evazan. So it's not confirmed, but the guys are wearing like the same clothes. Cornelius has on his dark brown like leather vest with the sandy color undershirt, and then you see a guy right next to him with like a orange jacket. I think it's them. I think that would be a cool like
Easter egg.
Yeah, but I mean, you kind of need to tread lightly. I don't think they really need to say any lines, maybe.
Right.
Because I don't know. You go back to that route of making the galaxy smaller. When you
Yeah. I mean, and for me, I didn't know the names of these characters prior to this. I would have recognized them. I think.
I don't think they're ever really referred by name in A New Hope. I don't think anyone really calls them by their first name. I could be wrong, but
no, I doubt it.
Yeah,
and I think it's hilarious that he's doctor. That he's a doctor.
Doctor of what?
Who knows?
Hopefully, he's not a doctor of rhinoplasty. His freaking nose.
Yeah. I think you gotta get one of your doctor buddies to work on yourself. That'd be a difficult procedure.
Right. How? But like, do you think we're gonna see some familiar Star Wars aliens in this movie? This is a brand new planet, Jeddah. It's a place for people to. It's kind of like pilgrims to go, believe in the Force. So I think we'll probably see some familiar aliens, but you need to keep, recreating, not recreating, but creating just new aliens and making the galaxy bigger. But I mean, sometimes I kind of want to see some familiar ones. Like I want to see one that looks like Max Rebo or or like Salacious Crumb. Ones like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was something that the original trilogy did really well. And then when they tried to redo that with the prequels, everybody kind of ended up not liking it. Like if you take like a Jar Jar or the, I don't know, what are the guys on Naboo down in the water? Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on it. But they tried to do creatures, but nobody could recreate like a Jabba the Hutt or a Rancor or like some of these. They were just such great ideas, and they've carried them through really well, and they didn't like go too over the top with them. And I think that's why it was kind of successful. And they were just in there; they're just kind of plugged in and. So I would like to see them do something like that with some type of. They've always done kind of some encounter with danger, like just narrowly escaping danger somehow, and like a trash compactor or something like that. But
right.
But yeah, they'll do something. We'll just have to wait and see.
Right. All right. Moving on. We have some casting news. It's been rumored. We've talked about it already on this podcast, but we're going to talk about it again. Donald Glover has been officially confirmed as Lando. I believe that dropped on Friday.
Yeah.
It's good news. Feels good to have Lando officially confirmed for the standalone Han Solo movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to have Lando, man.
Yeah, and I think Donald Glover will be a good choice for it.
Right. Do you want to see Han win the Millennium Falcon from Lando, though?
I think I do. I mean, I think you have to. I think everybody's expecting that they'll plug either that or the Kessel Run, because you have precedents that they go way back, and are they taking us way back to kind of their first meeting, their origin, or will they play the opening reel and then they're together already, like friends already, just kind of picking up in the middle of something, or we'll have to see. But I really would like to see how he won it. I think that'd give us a lot of insight into their relationship and how they have that really kind of banter back and forth. How you doing, the old space pirate? Like I want to see what makes them that. Like what was this lifestyle like when they were, kind of running around causing mischief in the galaxy far, far away. So, what about you? What are you looking forward to?
I really want to see that relationship come together. Like you said, I want to see how that relationship builds and that banter. I want to see that. I also want to see. I mean, you're reading Life Debt. I haven't started that yet. But where in the timeline does Life Debt take place?
So Life Debt is just following Aftermath, obviously.
But I mean, so that book won't play into so that takes place after.
That takes place after Return of the Jedi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's following the Death Star being blown up and what's happening with the New Republic, or following the rebellion, winning that battle over the Empire.
Okay. All right. I was just
But
wondering.
it does have some stuff from background. I mean, it'll throw little things in about Han and Chewie, and there's more of stuff about Leia in with Life Debt as well. But I haven't gotten too far into it, so I'll have to kind of keep you posted on that.
Okay. But with just life debt, we know Chewie is indebted to Han for, I guess Han saved his life at one point.
Yeah.
So I think that might come into play in the standalone Han Solo movie. I don't know though.
Life Debts we've seen with Gungans too. That's the the race
Gungans. Yeah.
that we were thinking of.
Yeah.
Before,
Sorry, I tried to
actually.
erase that from my
I just
brain.
thought of it. But I think it's something that it's a great idea. I think it's something that you don't see in the real world, and it kind of explains how. I guess it's an encouraging thought of like harmony and how two different races can kind of come together, in the galaxy. So I really like that George, whether that was his original idea or if he, kind of brought that in from another influence. I think I really like that. So I'm anxious to get into a little deeper into Life Debt and finish it up.
Yeah. I'm cruising through Bloodline right now. I plan to finish Aftermath right after that. I'm gonna try and get through it.
Yeah.
A lot of hyphens. It's hard, man.
Yeah. Aftermath takes a while to get into because there's there's probably 6 maybe different character storylines going on separately through the beginning and into like chapters, like somewhere between like chapter 18 and 24, they all kind of like come in together and intertwine, and they all kind of group up, and then from there it really flows a lot better. And the beginning is also really difficult because within those storylines, there's also interludes, which are side stories of different, groups of people or different characters or different planets, like what these planets are doing following the fall of the Empire, and how they're impacted and what that's caused as far as their lives and their day-to-day lives and that kind of thing. So it's a difficult read in the beginning, but I think if you kind of push through, if you just kind of just stick with it, then I think you'll be happy you did, because it's a nice read, in the end. Okay,
all right, I'll take your word.
Chuck Wendig, he's complex, but I think it's ambitious, and I think it's rewarding in the end. So, and I like that Aftermath seems to pick up right where that left off. So, just like we were talking about before, that continuity is a nice piece in a Star Wars universe.
Right. Okay. All right. Let's jump into some discussion. Episode 8, Force Ghosts. Do you think we'll see them? Are we going to see Yoda? Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan? What do you think? Let me know. Go.
I would like to see. I think both of them, both Yoda and Obi-Wan, would be the best case scenario, or that would be like us getting everything we wanted.
Like in the same scene, or like spread out through the movie.
I would like to see spread out. I mean, I think that's how they did it with Empire Strikes Back and some of Jedi. So like, just kind of having that, knowing that he's kind of following along and supporting and being along his side or her side rather in this case. But I think I kind of anticipate if we're gonna get one of them, then maybe we'll get them on that island if that's where Rey's training is going to take place. They very well could just meet there and then leave and then go back to freaking resistance base or whatever. I hope that's not the case. I hope we learn more about that Jedi temple. I hope we learn more about, as we talked about Rey's lineage, and I hope we learn more about why Luke went there and why why is he there and all that. I really think I'm so looking forward to that conversation that they have. That was such a cliffhanger. So yeah, what about you? Do you want to see, would you rather see Obi-Wan or Yoda?
Man, that's a hard question to answer. But I'm going to go with my heart. I'm going to dig deep.
Yeah.
Through all the emotions, and I want to see Yoda. And I want to see Puppet Yoda.
Yeah. Oh, so you want to see, are you saying you want to see more of a live action like they will film a live action puppeted version?
Yeah.
And then apply some type of visual filter over that.
Yeah, to make it a little translucent. Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Okay, then you get you get more of best of both worlds. Then.
Right. Well, the puppet that they used in the Phantom Menace, that puppet, I think they wanted to try and make Yoda look younger, but he looked so bad. He barely even looked like Yoda.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, especially with a green screen background of Coruscant in the background.
It looked bad. And then in the Complete Saga Blu-ray collection, in the current ones that are coming out now, they digitally went over that and created a CG Yoda that looks closer to the one on Empire and Return of the Jedi. But,
so you're telling me that they went back and changed something?
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh my God, how dare you?
Right.
Just kidding. We know that happens.
But yeah, even the Yoda in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, even though he looks closer to the Yoda that we knew from Empire and Return of the Jedi, he still looks. I don't like a digital Yoda. I want a puppet that looks like the Yoda from where we last saw Yoda on Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I think I'm pretty confident with the way that they did The Force Awakens with, the character creation. If you watch special features on that stuff, what an amazing job those people do. And all the work they put into it, and the time that they take in considering which ones they're going to use. I mean, if you've seen that, they a lot of them get made and don't make it into any of the scenes. They just don't use them.
Right.
So there's concept art. There's it goes all the way from start to finish, and some of it doesn't even get used. So. I gotta believe that they're gonna take exponentially more care in the way that they present Yoda if they did that for Episode 8.
I just thought of something. What if they did a moment like on Hoth where Luke's injured and what is he? Is he hearing Obi-Wan's voice, Ben?
Yeah. He goes, Ben.
Yeah.
Luke, you will go to the Dagobah system.
Right. Yes. What if there's a moment like that where you hear Obi-Wan's voice, but it's in Luke's head?
You seek Yoda.
Right. What about a moment like that?
Well, I like that moment. I mean, now we know where that ended up going, but if you're watching it for the first time, you probably think well, he's cold, he's disoriented, he's probably injured, he's just seeing things.
Right.
So now everybody knows that Force ghosts can exist and everything, but really, that might be something new to Rey. So I would think that if they did that, it would be a nice nice homage. You know, it'd be parallel to, you know, parallels are good. We don't want it to be as parallel as episode 4 was to, or as episode 7 was to episode 4.
Right.
You know, we don't want like direct repeat, pretty much. But yeah, I think they could do it that way. I think that would be a good direction to go in to keep these. You know, we lost Han Solo, so anything we can do to kind of carry on some of the previous characters would be all good for me.
Okay, all right. Yeah, a lot to learn in episode 8. Our brains are going to be...
A lot of expectation.
Yeah, a lot of expectations.
Mm-hmm.
The moment... I mean, if they even put it in the trailer, the first thing we see of Luke, other than him standing... Looking...
Of the 3, though, like... Between Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and Carrie Fisher, I'm glad that I'm really depending on a good performance from Mark, rather than like we could be in the reverse situation. Say Luke dies in episode 7, and you know we know Harrison Ford's going to carry on the story from there. Like I have more faith in Mark Hamill gonna be able to really bring it and give us, you know, what we want than I would have in Harrison Ford. And don't get me wrong, I think Harrison Ford was great in episode 7, but I'm just saying I think like this is Luke Skywalker, this is Mark Hamill, and I think he's gonna really deliver us something that's gonna make us very happy in episode 8.
I agree, man. I can't even fathom like just seeing him on screen, like talking as Luke Skywalker.
And like we've played the Knights of the Old Republic video games, right? So that Jedi temple, you know, if that ends up being something that gives us some of the Jedi lore, like that goes back into the history of the Jedi, and if we can receive that knowledge from Luke on that island, like for me, I've always been wanting something that kind of goes in that direction that those games did, where you kind of learn about the history of the Sith versus the history of the Jedi, you know, and what their values are and who they're, you know, having Snoke in the mix. You know, they referenced Snoke, Darth Plagueis, you know, some of these could come into play as being historical figures that they bring forward into the plot, and it's going to add so much depth that episode 7 didn't have. So the performance is one thing, but I really hope that with him being there, they explain the reason and that it's something along those lines, because that could be so cool.
Yep. Yeah. If the only thing we get on that island is just a conversation and then they leave, I'll be pissed.
Yeah, sure.
You don't take us to the first Jedi temple, allegedly.
And I feel like there was when she was treading up that path, there was like a spot where there were like stairs to the side, and I thought I saw an opening that like led into. Am I wrong, or for some reason I feel like I saw like an entrance to a cave or something, but maybe I'm just like, maybe that's my brain like imagining something that I would just want to see. I don't know.
I wouldn't doubt that they went that route. I'm sure. I mean, you don't call it a temple and just have like little huts on the outside. Right. I think that they're gonna have like a temple or like a cavern inside of that island.
What if he brings her inside the temple to like a table and he goes, "All right, well, let's craft your lightsaber."
Oh my God. No.
What color would you like?
I think something came out that okay,
Pink.
so kyber crystals are they're like a blank slate as far as color, but once the Jedi takes the crystal and there's kind of like a bond that's created, and that's how the color is created.
Right.
I don't like that.
What, you want it to just be white light or what?
No, I mean, okay, you find a ruby, which is like a red color, a darker red, or an emerald that's green. Why can't there just be kyber crystals that are just blue, green, red, purple as for Mace Windu?
You mean like why aren't the kyber crystals colored?
Well, I think they should be.
Well, it's probably an element, like gold is gold and
right.
silver is
but
silver.
I don't
so
like
kyber is probably colorless or something. I don't know.
I just don't like the concept of the kyber crystal turning colors for a Jedi or Sith. It's kind of like a mood stone then.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I mean, you have the Death Star, which is
the
powered
colors
by
are symbolic. It helps you determine. And when you're in battle, it helps you see who's on your side and who's not.
What, like shirts versus skins?
Yeah, shirts versus skins, man. Red versus blue and green, or like really, the evil guys. I think we've only seen red, correct? But with the good side, we've seen purple, green, blue. In the games, you can get like orange. I think
yellow
is one, or yellow. Like if you're a Bastila or something.
Right. I think
that,
we've seen
those.
yellow in Attack of the Clones.
Okay.
On Geonosis, where there's
there's
the big Jedi battle of like hundreds of Jedi. Also, Ahsoka Tano has.
Oh yeah, Ahsoka.
She has 2 white lightsabers, so
okay.
White is canon too.
So she must not have any elemental objects in there to change the color of her lightsaber.
I don't know.
We can assume.
Who knows?
All right.
I don't know. It's like mood stones. I don't like that they change colors.
Well, they don't change like after they.
We don't know that.
So you think like if Luke turns his lightsaber on and then he gets really pissed that his color could change?
I mean, I don't know if they have to hold
if
the
you're
stone.
a Jedi, you have to be in tune with your emotions, so you shouldn't be getting pissed unless you're like unless you're Anakin.
Yeah, real angsty.
But Anakin's lightsaber didn't change. It was blue the whole time.
Right.
So there you go. That disproves your theory that it's a mood stone.
I guess.
Customization is nice. People like options.
Right. That's true. They did cut out the scene in Return of the Jedi of Luke crafting his green lightsaber.
Oh. So yeah, they just made a comment. I see you've created a new lightsaber.
You sound like a Sean Connery Darth Vader.
Darth Connery. Shaken, not stirred.
All right, I think that's good.
Next topic.
That's the last one. That's how we're ending this thing, man.
All right, that was a good ending.
All right, guys, thank you for listening. Go follow us on Twitter. Send us
questions.
Send us some Star Wars questions or theories or anything you want us to talk about. We'll take notes and try and have a good discussion regarding any question you have. Also, head over to iTunes. Subscribe to our podcast. That'd help us a lot. Also,
subscribe.
Leave a rating and review. That'd help us out a lot. So
a good rating.
Thank you guys for listening. You can follow me on Twitter at Rex Overdrive or on YouTube at Rex Overdrive. Any movie reviews or trailers that come out, I make videos about them. It's kind of what I do. Adam, you don't really use social media.
I live vicariously through you, Rex Overdrive.
Right. But thank you so much for listening. We'll see you guys next time. May the force be with you.